Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about with vehicle, all things vehicles, is insurance. How many of you drive? I know you drive. 3 of you drive? Is that you not driving yet?
No.
Okay, so tell me about your vehicle insurance on the car you drive.
Expensive, right?
What's that?
Very expensive.
It's very expensive. Do you remember how much you pay?
For my car, it's not as expensive as my parents' car. I pay like $130
How much a month?
a month.
Yeah, do you know how much a month? Because you can, if you go to an insurance agent, you can get it deducted monthly from a debit or a credit. No, you just pay for the year. So, do you know your deductible?
Oh, it depends on what you pay. My parents is 200.
Okay, your vehicle.
I actually don't know what it is on my parents is 200, and I know that because I crashed.
That's one way to learn this is to crash a vehicle. That is true. Anyway, so if you're driving, you should have an idea of the insurance on your vehicle. Okay, and remember we talked about house insurance as well as apartment insurance, and those weren't absolutely mandatory, but vehicle insurance in Manitoba is. Your vehicle has to be insured. Okay, and the whole idea of insurance is you pay a certain amount per year to protect yourself and others against accidents and or injuries. Okay? And in Manitoba, the vehicle insurance is run by the government through a company, I guess you could say, called Manitoba Public Insurance, or MPI. Right? And the vehicle insurance program is called AutoPack. Okay? So MPI is sort of the organization run by the government. AutoPack is the actual program. And you can see here, it compensates for your vehicle's damage and for your injuries, and it also compensates others for damage and injuries if the accident is your fault, okay, when you get into an accident. So you have to purchase it, and when you purchase it, insurance, you have to buy at least the basic coverage, which consists of 3 things that you see here. Okay, so there's the basic all perils coverage, and it compensates Manitobans against accidental loss or damage to their vehicles that occurs in Canada or the US. So that's sort of your basic coverage. The personal injury protection plan compensates Manitobans for specific costs they may have sustained from injuries caused by a vehicle. Okay? So basic all perils covers the vehicle itself. Personal injury covers you and others. Okay? And basic third-party liability provides Manitobans with up to $500,000, if you can purchase more, of coverage for claims made against them. Okay? So this covers you if the vehicle you're driving damages another vehicle or property in Manitoba, or whether the vehicle you're driving injures a person or damages a vehicle or property outside Manitoba, but within Canada and the US. Now you can go above and beyond this. So you can buy optional insurance, which is basically extra protection. So you may want to increase your third-party liability coverage. Because I mean, in a serious accident, costs can get really high. 500,000 seems like a lot, but I mean, if somebody gets injured, like seriously injured, it could end up costing more than. So you don't pay entire damages, like if you get into an accident or if somebody else gets hurt or if you get hurt, okay, you don't pay the entire cost of repairing the vehicle or repairing you or others, okay? That's why you pay sort of a yearly insurance. That sort of sets you up for coverage, but you do have to pay a certain amount if you do get into an accident. And that amount is called your deductible. Okay? And you have to pay that regardless. So you might want to check out what your deductible is on the vehicle that you drive. It could be 1,000, it could be 500, it could be 200. If to lower the deductible, you're going to have to pay more in insurance per year. So what that means is if you get into an accident and it's your fault and you have $200 deductible, you don't have to pay for the total repair cost to your vehicle and the other vehicle. You pay $200. Now, there's obviously there could be demerits involved there, but that's something I'll talk about in a little bit. Okay. So that's something, so really, you should be aware of this stuff when you're driving a vehicle. So auto pack rates vary depending on some different factors. One is where you live. Okay. If you live in Winnipeg, you're in what's called Territory 1. Territory 2 is all areas south of the 53rd parallel line of latitude. So it includes cities like Portage, Brandon, and Dauphin. Territory 3 is above the 55th parallel, which includes Thompson, Lynn Lake, Churchill. And then Territory 4 is between Territory 2 and Territory 3. You don't have to worry about remembering these. Just basically remember that how much you pay for your auto pack could depend on where you live in Manitoba. Your vehicle use. How do you use your vehicle? Do you use it for work and school, or do you just use it simply for pleasure because you're retired? Because for a pleasure vehicle, you actually don't have to pay as much for your insurance as you do for all purpose. Okay, wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay, I saw that pleasure. I mean, all purpose is used for pleasure driving, but mainly it's driving to and from work and school. So if you're, obviously you guys should have all-purpose passenger vehicle because you're driving to and from school. And when you're in university, it's the same kind of thing. Okay. If you don't use the vehicle for driving to work and you only use it for pleasure, then you can get pleasure insurance, and that costs you a little bit less. Okay, but you can see that there's limitations. You can drive to and from work or school, but only up to a certain number of kilometers a year. The vehicle type, I mean, you said it yourself, there's a difference in auto pack rates between your vehicle and your parents' vehicle. Okay? All the vehicles you drive will have different, unless you have the exact same vehicle, they'll have different auto pack rates. Okay? Why? Because sometimes it costs more to insure certain vehicles. Okay? I mean, certain vehicles are more susceptible to theft, so chances are their insurance rates are higher. And the fourth one is your driving record. Okay. So you can get discounts, and the discounts are shown here on this table. You guys should be familiar with seeing this before. So if you have 0 merits, which you guys are probably somewhere in this area, okay, this is the amount of discount you can get on your vehicle insurance if you're paying your vehicle insurance. As you get older, and if your driving record remains good, this starts to climb. And you notice this starts to climb. So you can reach a point where if you hit 17 merits, because you've been driving for quite a while, accident-free, no blemishes on your driving record, you can save up to 40% on your auto pack rates, okay, which turns into a big difference. So you can see, how do you get these discount rates, or how do you get these merits? You have at least 1 year claim-free driving. I believe if you have a year of claim-free driving, claim-free driving, you gain a merit. You have at least one merit point on your driver's license. You haven't been convicted for a major offense. Okay? And then you saw the driver rating scale there. So every accident that you're at fault for lowers your driver safety rating by 5 points. So it hits you pretty hard. So you could be at a plus 17, and then all of a sudden you're in an accident, it's your fault, you're down to plus 12, which can make a big difference in your auto pack rates. Okay? And each year, safe driving moves you up one level. So you want to get up to the top?
Your phone specifies there.
There you go. Good to know.
Such an amazing ticket.
Lovely. Okay.